Hello, everybody. It is Tuesday. This is going to be the last event for 2020, and it's going to be my last stream for 2020 as well. So excited to have you guys here. I just wanted to start out by saying that I've received quite a few requests over the past few videos for translations, and I just wanted to let you know that I am trying to do it, but it's not that easy for me. And so I'm hoping that future episodes will have more translations. But if anybody is able to, is wanting to help out, please feel free reach out to me and let me know. All right, so we're gonna take a look at the cards today. There is a headline called Player's Choice. This is Player Choice 2020, and it starts in a day where you can vote for your favorite 2020 heroes, and then you can get them at a discount. So we're gonna have to wait and see what the event's going to be like before we see what are available. I'm assuming all of the heroes from 2020 are going to be available. So some of the older ones are going to be the ones that we'll probably be choosing. As you can see here, that's all the news feed we have. So log in each day to get some rewards, and hopefully we can get some of these heroes for either, well, they say discount, but I'm really hoping that we can get some of them for free, just like we did for the Christmas week. So anyways, let's take a look at the cards today. I have enough to go to 4 tiers, but unfortunately I'm going to be 1 coin short to be able to craft a card, so I may not be able to craft the full team during the event. I took a risk. Last during the last day of the event, where I didn't buy one of the packs because I didn't want to waste the 200 gems, because I was taking a risk to see if I maybe had a collection hero, and I don't, and so I'm going to be short just 1 if I go to 4 tiers. So anyways, let's go 4 tiers. Let's talk about the cards. They're very, very similar to what we have in the previous 2 fire events, and we'll see what it's going to be like if they all work together. And I definitely have my thoughts about these, so we'll see what they're going to be like. All right, so let's go ahead and try our luck. So it is going to be the last stream, and so by the next time that we see each other, it is going to be 2021. So I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. Hopefully 2021 is going to be a much better one than 2020. All right, so let's get started with our tier 1 of the pack. And we don't get anything except for a shield and some keys. Celebration key. So that's our tier 1. Let's go tier 2. Now, if I'm able to get lucky like I have been in the past few events, where I can get one of the 2 gold cards, either a Master Collection card or the ultra rare card, then I will be able to get the ultimate form, which is going to be really good. And so here it is. This is the ultra rare hero I got on tier 2. So that is amazing. All right, so I'm gonna be able to showcase how this works, so that we can at least talk about it and how they all work together. All right, so the streak continues. I've been getting the ultra rare card for the past couple events. I'm feeling really lucky because this is also the season that I don't have any of the past heroes from Generation 3 to really benefit me in terms of the killer skill. So I'm very glad to be able to get at least one of the 2. I wasn't able to craft the ultimate form from the last event though, so I was just using the ultra rare card, but that still helped a lot. All right, so let's go in tier 3. Let's take a look and see what we have here. And this is the Knight's Saber. So this is the guaranteed main event relic. And so let's take a look. And I'm hoping too, if I can get the Infernal Mayasora, then I'll be able to at least hopefully get the shiny as well. All right, so let's take a look, and we have Let's Stream. So there it is. So there is the card that I was missing. There's the Infernal. Skyburst Orb. Okay, so this is going to be the rare event relics. I'll be able to also form the ultimate relic. So this is actually a pretty sweet pull so far. So I got the card I needed for my last craft, so I can actually craft it. If I go 4 tiers, this is the card that I was missing, Infernal Mariasora, for the collections card, and so I'll be able to get the tokens there. So that means if I go 4 tiers, I will have just enough to pull it to craft a full team. So we will be able to showcase that. We will be able to showcase that in today's video. All right, so I'm glad that the last event of the year is a good one so far in terms of the vault pulls. So I'm pretty glad. It makes it pretty exciting so that it can actually showcase the team, and we can do some good damage hopefully in the event also. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look, and this is the hey, I got the Master Collection card here, so I got the full team without needing to use my coins. So 4 tiers, got the full team, and got myself the ultimate relic. This is about this is about as good as it gets. Got my jackpot. So I got a Master Collection card, and I also got the ultra rare card. Got my full team, 4 tiers, and I'm able to get the shiny because I have the because I also have the event card. So let's talk about the cards. Let's see how they are. So let's go ahead and get them. And this is indeed very sweet. Now what I can do is I can actually use my coins to craft the ultimate form for the previous event, which I was lacking. All right, so never happened in my 4 years of playing where I was able to forge the entire team within 4 tiers. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And now let's go and take a look at the cards and see how they are. All right, so first, let's go ahead and craft them. And then we will put them in the team, and then we can talk about sort of, the skills. I think there was a question on like, hey, it looks like this is a counterintuitive or counterproductive type team. I'm not sure about that, so let's take a look at the cards here. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and collect all of our coins. So I will, after I collect all of these, I will have just enough actually to craft a card, and if not, I can also still get it from playing through the event. Okay, so yeah, so I now had just enough. I don't need to do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and forge the ultimate form, and then we're gonna go also and forge our ultimate relic. This is nuts. couldn't believe my luck in this event here. So let's go ahead and form the team, and then we will talk about it. All right, so let's go ahead and change this to. Let's go ahead and field the team first. Okay, and then we will talk about this is Arcane Killer. And so this is going to be an Arcane Killer bonus. So anybody who was here for the New Dawn season, if you have, I forget the name of the ultimate form now, but if you have both the ultimate form and the Master Collection card from the event, you actually got the I think it was it the Brawlers? I don't think it's the Brawlers. But anyways, I can't get the ultimate form here because I got the ultra rare card after the event. But I do have Hilaria, which I can use. So this is going to be the support card, and this is going to be the main card. All right, so let's take a look here. The Reaper, please make a video on what cards from this season to craft. Yeah, so once it opens up, then I can take a look at what the options are, and then I'll give my recommendations. I mean, we're talking about like all of 2020, and so I am going to have to really think about that a little bit before I make my recommendation. But there's definitely a few that are sort of the staple. So everybody should have received a free ultimate form from last event, and that would have been one that you didn't get. And so we'll take a look and see what are some of the other options that are really good, that are going to withstand the test of time. All right, this is the ultimate form here. This is Altion's New Guard. The battle skill creates 6 Power Gem 6s for 3 turns straight. We've seen this before, okay? And then it will also increase the fire commander damage by 80%, and increases the drop rate of fire gems for 3 turns. So we're gonna get 80% damage increase plus increased drop rate. The passive ability is it's basically a revive. Okay, so instead of dying, you'll revive and you'll heal for 20,000% hero recovery, and it creates 8 power gem 6s. So by dying, you actually come back and you will have more power gems to work with. And Nitro Champs is what I was thinking about matchup. Thank you very much. And then the other passive ability is called Last Stand. So this is a new passive ability where instead of dying, you will survive and heal for 50% max HP. And then you increase your commander damage by 20% for 21 turns. And what happens is, this is normally your revive skills don't stack, but this one does. So what happens is Phoenix Step comes in first. Then Last Stand comes in, and you're going to, after healing for 20,000% heal recovery, then you heal for another 50% max HP. So you should have basically full health again, and then your damage is going to be permanently increased by 20%. Well, not permanently, increased by 20% for 21 turns, which is essentially the entire fight. Normally, you wouldn't go past 21 turns in any fight. And so you gain additional 20% damage, and then when you apply your battle skill with the 80%, you now have 100% damage output. Okay, and so this is the new ability, Last Stand. So the Ultimate Form has that. And we can take a look at the Master Collection card, which is Verna. So Verna is a Master Collection card that also creates 6 Power Gem 6s for 3 turns, so 6 each turn. And this is the card that will increase the drop rate and has the revive. So this one has just the basic revive and 6 Power Gem 6s for 3 turns straight. Works really well in Commander Crusade format. I really like the multi-wave battle skill, actually. I think that's really cool. And then this is the ultra rare card, Knight Commander Grask. Also creates 6 Power Gem 6s. So just these 3 alone, you're creating tons of Power Gems over 18 Power Gems, like just those 3 for 3 turns straight, and those are guaranteed. And you'll increase your Fire Commander damage by 80%. So now Ultimate Form plus the ultra rare card, that's 160% damage boost. Not attack boost, but damage boost. So this is a really good set of combinations there. And you also have a passive ability. And the only thing is, I think, because it says Last Stand stacks with normal revive skills and happens afterwards, the only thing I don't know is whether this will stack with itself. So like, you have Ultimate Form with Last Stand and Ultra Rare card with Last Stand. Whether these 2 stack or not, I don't know. If they do, then that means you're going to gain additional 40% damage. Okay. And Circuit Breaker... I'm getting people correcting me. Anyway, the Ultimate Form is, I think, Circuit Breaker. I can't remember the name. It's been so long because I never use it. Okay. Anyways, the only thing I don't know is whether we get stack of the Last Stand passive ability for 40% damage boost, or is it going to be 20? But you have to die first to get that. And then we can also take a look at the support card, which is Lieutenant Admiral Riza. This one will create, or is this the... No, this is the event card. This is the event card. It creates 5 Power Gem 4s for 3 turns also. And it also increases the drop rate of Fire Gems for 3 turns. So this is a really good event card, actually. You get 5 Power Gem 4s for 3 turns. That is pretty decent. If you don't have the team, but you get this card, it is a good card to use. All right. And then there's the support card, Grask Firebrand. And this is the card that will create 10 gems and heals for 4,000 recovery for 3 turns straight. So we basically have this entire deck that is going to be able to give you gems every single turn for 3 turns. And then it refreshes so that you can get it every single turn. You can activate it at the end of 3 turns. So this is going to be a really decent deck all around. Whether you have the full team or not, the support card is going to be useful, and also event card is going to be useful. And so I think that this is so it's a decent deck for sure. It also happens to work really well with the previous cards, as I mentioned. Okay, and if you take a look at the skills of these past cards, right? The first one is going to be Immolating Fae. So this one also creates 6 Power Gem 5s for 3 turns straight. This card cannot be silenced, and it also has the ability to increase attack and recovery for every Fire Commander Ultimate Hero here. So they all stack here. This card also provides a 50% damage increase. Okay, so we got Immolating Fae that does 50% damage increase. Then we have the Exalted Champions that does 100% damage increase over 3 turns. So now we got 100, 50, 80. All right, so we have 230% damage output, damage boost just from those 3 cards. And if you add the Ultra Rare card in there also, that's another 80%. So 310% using those 4 cards, and then you can also use, I think Berg is the one that has it. Let's take a look at Berg. I think Berg is the one that has another 65%. And so you can also have a 65% damage increase for all fire commanders. So the past 3 fire commander events they've all had these really good skills, but they're all very similar. And when I first saw Immolating Fae, my comment was, it just looks like the exact same copy as the previous fire event. Why would you do that? I've since then changed my mind about it, and I realized that actually by having the skills being very similar, you're actually gaining a ton of you're getting a lot of bonus from it, because you're getting 2 ultimate forms essentially, that do the same thing for you. So you're getting a really good getting a really good deal on that. And so also fire events happen to be the event that many people hopefully would have saved their coins up for. And so hopefully you can get the hopefully you have the coins to craft the team, because I think this would be a pretty good one for the fire event for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and put in our relic here, and I think it's going to be this one. And let's go ahead and equip the other one. So we got the Sky Burst. I can't believe my luck. I got both the ultimate form and the ultimate relic in just the 4 tiers I got. This has never happened, so I'm still in disbelief here. But let's go ahead and fill in our relic. I guess we'll put this one in there. Okay, and so let's go ahead and try this out. So as a team, like, it's pretty simple. There is no question on like how you should activate. Okay, there is really no questions on activation. It's just activate whenever it's available, and you should be able to do a ton of damage. The other question though is, do you want to use Circuit Break Hilaria in this setup or not? And this is where I'm going to have to think a little bit, but off the top of my head, just thinking about the fact that there is so much damage boost already, if you wanted to go quick, then you probably don't need it. But if you want to go after the ultimate bosses, then having Circuit Break Hilaria in the team is going to be a no-brainer, I think. So we can talk about those options also. All right, so let's take a look at the skills here. So like I said, skills wise, this shouldn't be very difficult to activate. And like I said, with the event card, and the support cards, it's also a good option, because the event card will create 5 Power Gem Force every turn. So if you can get at least 1 and then use the support cards, you'll still be able to fill up the board with a lot of Power Gems. Okay, and you can Gem Crush it into Power Gems also. And so without the full team, it's going to be very helpful. And between the Master Collection card and the Ultra Rare card, just kind of thinking about the abilities here, I think that the one that provides the Last Stand is going to be better, and that's going to be the Ultra Rare card, I think. So Ultra Rare card gives you the damage boost, and I think it has Last Stand. I can't remember if Last Stand is just on the Ultimate form, if it's also on Ultimate. I think it's also on the Ultra Rare card. Yeah, so Ultra Rare card has Last Stand, and it also has the damage boost. So it's definitely much better than the Master Collection card. So if you had to pick either one of the two, I would go with the Ultra Rare. So let's see. We got hello from the UK. Got the Master Collection card in tier 2 and have coins for nearly 3 cards. What would I recommend? So honestly, like, if you have the Fire Commander ultimate forms from the previous 2 events, I think this would be a fun team to use, personally. And I think that I didn't use the ultimate form from the light event, but I thought that it worked really well. Like the 1 turn cooldown, I thought was actually a really good one. So I really enjoyed it, and it worked really well with my Supreme Elohim. So I put Supreme Elohim with my 2 ultimate forms from the previous Light Slayer event, and I was able to deal enough damage to take down a Corellian boss. I mean, it took a few hits, but I was able to do enough damage with just 2 ultimate forms, 2 ultra rare cards. And so I think that the team is really good, and it works really well. So let's see. So we got Solus Sarunus, and we got a Warden with God Soul Shards, which is no longer useful because I can't upgrade those units anymore that use them. Okay, and so that was with the support card and the ultra rare card, the event card from this particular event. Like I said, one of the things that you can also do to really boost up your damage output, if you have this set up here, and I think probably I would do something like this, right? Oh, and by the way, Flamebound Taurus also has the same skills where it creates power gems for 3 turns. This one creates 4 power gem force. So now this is basically 4 events straight now where we have these multi-wave power gem creation for the fire team. And so I could do something like this, right? I could switch this out for Berg, and now I have all 5 cards that give damage boost. And I think I said this is something about like 310% damage boost. So this is going from 900% to 1200, basically over 12,000, from 9,000 to over 12,000% damage boost. And so this is going to be really good. And Circuit Break Hilaria is definitely the card that you're going to want to use if you can, because what this will do is it also gives you, you can activate it, and as long as you have 8 power gems once or higher, you can increase your Arcane Killer attack boost by 10 times more than what it gives you, and it starts at 200%. So what they'll do is this will give you a 2,000 at a minimum. It gives you 2,000% attack boost. Then you apply that to your damage boost. And so I actually feel like instead of putting in Berg in here, I think that maybe something like this might actually work out better, because I don't know if the 65% damage boost is better than the 2,000 attack boost for all of my heroes. I think that that's something I can play around a little bit and see what gets me more damage. But definitely, putting in Circuit Break Hilaria, just putting it in there is going to help you with your team. So this would be something like, if you had Fire Arcane. If you had some of the event cards from this event, for example, right? So this is going to be the support card, and let's say we do something like this. Now, this is going to be a team that can also deal some really good damage, just because of the attack boost. All right. So that is something that I think would be good. Now let's take a look at the what we have to deal with in terms of the debuffs. So we have Thorns. Okay, so Thorns is not going to really impact our damage boost. Chaos is going to be, it's not going to be a problem because Chaos happens and then our gems will get created. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. Chaos becomes a problem if your cards spawn gems on attack and then it persists till the next turn. This one will create gems at the beginning of the turn, and so I think Chaos will hit and then you're going to create a gem. So this is not going to be too big of a problem. That's Circuit Break. So let's see. Let's change to ultra rare card. I already took a look. Master Collection card has Might. So we have Might, Thorns, and Chaos. So there's no weaken, and there's no gem silence, and there's no power gem silence, and so you shouldn't have any problems activating your cards, and you shouldn't be having any difficulties taking down bosses due to the debuff. So this is an event where it's going to be relatively easier because you're not going to have a hard time with your skills. There's no blind, there's no dodge, there isn't fear or gem silence of any kind, and there is no weaken. Okay, all of those things would definitely impact these cards, but none of them are for this. They're not there this time around, so that's a good thing. Now let's take a look at this setup here, and we will see how it works. Now my recommendation here is if you had 1 or 2 of the previous event heroes, like Exalted Champions or Immolating Fae, you should use them. You should use them and include Circuit Break Hilaria if you have them. Unfortunately, you cannot purchase those anymore. But like I said, if you have them, great. If you don't, you might consider doing something like using Jailers for the boost, but then you need to find yourself another, I think you need to find yourself a turn delay card to really benefit from it. But those are all cards that you can use. Now we can do something like this, and it's going to also give some really crazy damage boost, right? This is actually kind of interesting. Like the amount of damage boost that you get, like this would be a really interesting Slayer deck too. Just from the damage boost alone, it's really insane, right? I guess like I guess I probably could have put Ray in here just so that I don't have to do all 7 turns. But I wanted to sort of see like how this is going to work out, right? So if we go ahead and activate all of these, it's going to create lots of power gems every single turn. So this is going to be let's see. So with these 4, the highest power gems I can see is power gem 10. So I see some 10s and 8s, and so it's decent, right? Like but this is with like power gem 5s and power gem 6s on the board. So compared to if you just use like the basic team from this event, I'm getting better power gem output here for sure. So let's see. And I think from turn 1, I also benefit from hilarious skills because I'm going to get 4 power gems each turn. Yeah. All right, so we're going to wait and see. Once the armor is done, I want to see how much damage output I actually get from this. Like how much more we can get. I'm hoping I can hit at least a few trillion here. So my thoughts on this deck, at least, for the last event of the year, this is a good, I think it's a good end, good way to end the year, good way to end the season, good way to end the year with a deck that isn't like, it's not weak by any means, and it's not a deck that has me scratching my head, and all of the cards seem to have a place. Like all of the cards are useful, which isn't always the case. So I'm happy about that. Okay, so now let's take a look and see. I guess let's see. So yeah, we have 80%, 80%, 100%, and another 50%. We have some. I forgot to activate that. That would have really boosted the damage output. But that's what I should have done. I should have just activated it. And then the base output there is 1.3 trillion. With that, I probably would have gone a lot higher. And I also had some, I also had arcane skills. 216 was my skill there, and I should have activated. I didn't think about that. So let's talk about that card again for a second, right? So if you use Circuit Breaker and you use the current relics, the nice thing about the current relics is that they still will give you arcane arcane intensity, and so this one will give you 10% for every 20 arcane killers. So I was at 216, and so that's basically another 100%. So it would have been 3,000% attack boost plus another 310% damage boost. Okay, or I guess maybe it was 280 or 265, 260, something like that. Depending on which damage I'm losing there. But basically, the 3,000% attack boost plus the damage boost, I can imagine this should be sufficient to take out really high level ultimate bosses. Okay, and then the more, if you put in the second circuit break, that's going to be, even crazier. Okay, so 2 circuit break Hilaria, I think, with, I think personally, if you go with Exalted Champions, the Altion's new guard, plus the ultra rare card, which is Grask, and then another Hilaria here instead of Immolating Fae, that might be okay, because Immolating Fae gives you 50%, right? Immolating Fae gives you 50% damage boost. This one can't be silenced, but we're not worried about silence anyway. And so, like, if you had something like this, it might give you the best possible power output, I think, because you're getting enough power gems for multiple turns, and then when Circuit Break Hilaria skills come in, you activate them, and you're combining at minimum, if you have, like, just because it's 200% minimum, right? So with 2 of them, that's 400% already. 4,000 attack boost plus, about 200% damage boost. Okay, so Ultra Rare Card plus Ultimate Form plus Exalted Champions is 260% damage boost, 4,000% attack boost. Combine the two, and you have a really strong team right there. So this is going to be, this should be a team where you'll find yourself with a lot of firepower, and you'll be able to go really far in the event. And so I would definitely recommend it. So if you're sitting on some coins, you're curious like whether or not you should get it. You should definitely go for it if you can, especially if you're able to pull the shiny. Always good to have a shiny Master Collection card. It's always helpful. And you saw here. I think it's going to be fun. And so Luthfun, thank you very much. This was the best pull ever. I cannot top it. So I will. I'm going to count my blessings. Like, this is a really wonderful way to end the year here. All right, so I'm just going to take a look at the comments here, and let's see. There's a question. What card would I choose if you only have enough for one card? Yeah, so Darkside already answered. If you have only one out of all the cards here, like I think the Ultra Rare card here is going to be a good one. It works for all of your Fire Commander cards, and so it's going to help you with fire events in the future. So let's see. So Dave's Skeeping, you have Perceptive Gurus, Exalted Champions, Immolating Fae, and Flamebound Taurus. So you have definitely a lot of options there. Fire, I think they've sort of gone this route where every single time we come to Fire Commander event, we're getting very similar skills, and so you're not really missing out. So like if you had one of the previous cards, you can really mix them really well. Okay, all of the damage boost is going to stack, attack boost is going to stack, and having multi-turn Fire Commander sort of Fire Gem creations is a fun thing to do. Okay, and now if we take a look at sort of just regularly, what other options can you go with in general? So definitely, I would say if you don't have if you don't have the current event deck, then I would highly recommend that you go with the event card and the support card for this event if you have it. And take a look at some of the previous cards. If you have Immolating Fae or Exalted Champions, or if you have Flamebound Taurus, I would go for that. Now, Flamebound Taurus is Beast Killer, or you can go with Immortal Killer with Perceptive Gurus. Perceptive Gurus is an Immortal Killer, so it's going to really boost Immortal cards. Unfortunately, the thing is, if you don't have the killer skill, then it's going to be difficult. But if you have this one, I don't have the ultimate form here, but this is the very first one. This was the one from 2 years ago. Or was it 3? No, this is 2 years ago. Magma Ventrix is one of the first, Generation 3 heroes. This one has the Arcane Killer bonus as well. Some of you may have that, so this will give you at least a 400% killer boost. Then you take that, and then so you can work with, like I said, you could work with the Immortal Killers. Beast Killer doesn't really have very good ones, but you can have a Chaotic Killer. So Chaotic Killer is going to be with Immolating Fae, and that one goes with Sirens, right? So if you have Sirens, a lot of people would also go with that. It works just the same as Circuit Break Hilaria. So you would use that to boost your Immolating Fae. But like I said, if you don't have the killer boost, it is going to be difficult to deal as much damage. And so that's why I say, you should go for this deck. I think it's going to be useful for future events also. Okay. Fire is one where I think there's a lot of options, and I'm kind of curious what it's going to be like in the future Fire Commander events. Like once you have all of the killer skills, I'm not sure what's going to make it stand out, because as it stands right now, like these skills are really powerful, and I think they're also really useful for a future, and so I'm pretty happy about this. Okay, and so let's see what else is there. There's really not much else in terms of the newsfeed. So I think that personally, deck is easy to use, and I would recommend it for sure. Okay, if you're sitting on the coin, or if you're thinking about, if you have 84 coins and you're thinking about whether or not to just go for the team, I would say, especially if you can get the shiny, I think it's a no-brainer. You should definitely get it. And now let's take a look at the previous ultimate forms, and let's see which of the 5 I think is the best to go for. So I don't have this deck. I didn't use this one. Nocturnal Heralds, I need to remind myself a little bit, right? So this one will create 5 power gems plus 1 per charge of Omen and increase your charge. Okay, so this is the deck where the longer you go, the more power gems you create, and you increase yourself damage by 100%, and it's Noble Killer, so this works with Santa. This is actually a pretty strong deck, if I remember. I don't have the ultimate form, but I remember thinking like this is a really strong deck. I've used this one. So I actually used this deck here, Custodians of Fate. So Custodians of Fate creates Power Gem 6s and increases the drop rate, and it will dispel both the buff and cleanses debuffs. Okay, so this deck worked really well in Guild versus Guild. So I actually used this deck in my Guild versus Guild against all light defenders because the refresh. So as long as you have 5 or more Dark Power Gem 4s at the beginning of turn, you get these you get these skills refresh, and you can use it immediately, and they deal some really good damage, and you can use this alongside with jailers. So this pairs really well. Jailers works really well in Guild versus Guild. So this is also an option if you're trying to build a dark attack team. Then you should go with this team. I think this is a good setup. So let's see. I also use this one, Brothers in Banditry. Let's try to remember this one. So this one creates 6 Power Gem 6s, and it has increased damage, and it dispels blind and dodge, even though there was no blind and dodge in the event itself. This actually wouldn't be one that I would recommend. I remember using it, but I don't remember it being that memorable. Like, I've used this deck, but it didn't feel that memorable to me. I think that it's kind of cool. Like, it does create, if you have the ultra rare card, if you have multiple ultra rare cards, you can create a lot of power gems. But as a deck itself, I don't remember this being too, it didn't really stand out for me compared to the other decks. So like, there's different options, and I wouldn't go with this one. So this is the other one that I don't have, Silent Knights, but because it's a 1-turn cooldown deck, and if you have the ultimate form, then you are also going to create a bunch of power gems along with it. Works really well with Supreme Elohim. And so if you're looking for a light Slayer deck, then this would be the one to go for. And so my like, I would say any of these 4 would be good depending on your goals. I think that the water one works well with Noble, but it's a water commander deck, and so I'm not sure how much you're going to use that. The dark team works well in Guild versus Guild and many other events because of the refresh. I think it works pretty good. But overall, I think that my preference would be the Fire Commander for me personally. I think that this has the most utility, and it has the best boost. So out of all 5 ultimate forms here, if you're looking to craft something, I still think that the fire one is probably my choice. And then the Light Slayer, I think, is probably going to be my second choice, and then probably the Dark Slayer one as my third, followed by the Water, and then the Earth. That would be my sort of my personal choice. But like I said, it depends on your situation, depends on what cards you have. But that's what I would go with if you're asking yourself, hey, what should I get? That would be my recommendation. So overall, I think that this is going to be a fun event, especially if you have the deck. So I would encourage you, since it's also my number 1 pick, you should feel free to go ahead and use your coins and have some fun with it. It's the last event of the year, last event of the season, so why not enjoy yourself while we bring in 2021. So that's my thinking here. Jason Fox, you're from New Zealand. Welcome. Thanks for joining me here. And we did have a very good Christmas. Thank you very much. It was a very, there's a lot of virtual, virtual greetings, and got to see my family. We actually planned to eat at the same time across different time zones. So that was really good. And we're going to be getting together with some friends. We're going to also, celebrate New Year's Eve together over video conferencing. And so hope you guys also have a great hope you also have a great celebration and a good New Year. So Catherine McIntyre, what's going to be in the Proving Ground store? It's going to be the deck right after the New Dawn season. They're going to refresh it. So if I can remember correctly, let's start with that one. Let me think about it for a second. Generation 3 by age. Somebody might already have the answer. So as I'm looking for this, help me out here. So let's take a look here, right? So What is it going to be? The one after... I want to say, is that going to be Tin Man? Is that going to be the... No, that's not going to be it. That's too early. I can't quite remember. Somebody will post it in my room. Unfortunately, I do not remember, so I cannot answer that right now. So Reaper, you already have Nitro Champs. Yeah, so if you have Nitro Champs, that means you already have the full 6-star boost. Obviously, use Hilaria. And so if you're not going to craft this one, you want to craft the light one, that also works well. So that definitely is something that you could consider. And if you're asking for suggestions for this Proving Ground store, I could do that because the season has not yet ended. But if you're asking about like the next season, I don't know what it is yet. So let's take a look and see what the Proving Ground store heroes I would recommend here, since it is the last, week. So honestly, personally, I wouldn't go with any of these ones here. Instead, I would want to go with... Oh, none of them are here. Okay, so there's nothing here with boost. Okay, there's nothing here with boost, and so I think the one that's going to be most useful is going to be Merrick, right, for Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg is Immortal Killer, so that works really well with the Burning Bruiser or the Perceptive Grooves. So that works really well. That combination is really great. This is the Beast Killer, so that this one is okay. The Count, the Defiant Duet is another one I think worked really well. A lot of people chose this one because it gave you a lot of really good power gems also if you have the relics for them. So let's see, Crew Chief Ryan. This is the Combat Ready Crew. It's a Noble Killer, so this also works really well with Santa, right? So this is another team that I would go with. I think, if I remember correctly, so the Benedicta deck, this one, no, it's not this one. I don't know if I would recommend this one. The Inglorious Outlaw, which is the Untamable Twosome, this one also worked the same as the Defiant Duet as the Count. So I would go with either the Light Commander or the Earth Commander, these two. If you're looking to spend coins, I would go with those. For me, I already have all of the Ultimate Forms here, so I'm really just going to be maybe looking to 2-star so that I can use something that I'm missing, right? Look for the killer skill that you're missing. That will be my recommendation. If you're looking at the Proving Ground store, don't just get something that if you have like a recent one, don't get another one because you're not using those ultimate forms for that reason. Get the ultimate form for the killer skill that you're missing, so that when the event comes, you can use that ultimate form to give you that the damage boost. That is so much more important than the skills of some of these older heroes. That would be my recommendation. Okay. So let's see. First of all, Culinary Canes would be nice to add to this deck as well. Culinary Canes, which I don't have. So that was the Fire Slayer event. I don't think I have that. Oh, wait, I do have Culinary Canes. I do have that. I forgot. I crafted this one. So this one I crafted at the end of the event, so I don't remember playing this. So this one gives you Power Gen. Oh, yeah, this is another option. So you can do this will upgrade all of your Power Gems on the board. And it doesn't matter whether it's Commander or... The reason why I didn't remember it, like I said, I bought a side pack after the event, and I managed to get the card for it. So I crafted this after the event was over, so I don't even remember playing it. But this one could also work. So let's try this one out just for a second here. And let's just play a campaign just to see. And let's see. Why not? Let's just go all out here, right? So let's see. I think it's group 4. So what I don't want to see is, with this, you could use this skill and then upgrade all of your power gens by 2. So that's why I remember I recommended that deck, because it gives you that power gen, upgrade. So power gen upgrade is, besides damage boost, one of the most powerful skills in the game. because of the way Gem Crush works, right? So let's just take a look, right? So like I can go like this. So after activating everything, now I'm gonna go ahead and I can actually do this too. Now I can go ahead and upgrade all of these by 2. So this is going to be a huge difference in terms of power output compared to without using it. So all of your power gems will go up by a power, factor of 2. That will make a huge difference, including Hilaria. I think that actually might be the best setup here. Like that actually might work better than having even 2 Hilarias, because the power gem upgrade is going to be really, really, really powerful. So thank you, First Fallen, for that. I totally forgot about it, and glad you mentioned it. How many turns cooldowns does this have? 3 turn cooldowns, so you can use it the same. You can use it at the same turn. Like it's just insane. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a very powerful deck to use. And so I'm glad you reminded me. I'm glad I was able to share this with you guys. So don't forget to use this setup if you have it, because I think you're going to have a lot of fun with that. So Jericho, Jailers plus Culinary Kings. So you get the delay, upgrade, plus Master Chef, delay, and upgrade. And yeah, so you can do something like that too. So like if you had the event card, right? If you had the event card without the ultimate form from this particular event, that's how you can get around that. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So that is the recommendation by Jericho. Let's go ahead and share that for those of you who don't have the current event deck, what that will be like. If you have Culinary Kings. If you have Culinary Kings, this is going to be an option for you. So let's see, you got only the event card. So you got 3 of the event cards. So if you have the event cards, that still would work well, because that is still going to be an arcane card. And so Vincent Hartman, the question is whether or not you have Circuit Break Hilaria. If you do, that would work pretty well already, but you need to put in the support card to give you the as a leader, okay? Because event cards, you shouldn't use them as a leader because they only work in guild versus guild. So make sure you don't do that for the event. Okay. So let's see, right? So like the other option here is to say, if you have the event card without without this, you could still put in the Culinary Kings in here, because it's going to give you the power gem upgrade, right? You're getting free power gem upgrades here, and so. Circuit Breaker, like not many people have more than 1. A lot of people don't even have 1, so that's gonna be the problem. And I think it's gonna be, is it Master Chef? Which one is the one that does the upgrade? Is it Master Chef that does the upgrade? Yeah, Master Chef's the one that does the upgrade. So we're gonna go ahead and swap him in here, right? So like just these alone right here is going to give you a good boost. And then I think what Jericho said was, if you go with Jailers as an arcane killer, you already get the delay from Jailer, so you're already getting the 1200% boost. Then you get Master Chef plus Culinary Kings, and then this deck right here, what you're getting here is you're getting 5 power gems from this card, and then you're also getting 6 power gems from Culinary Kings, and Master Chef doesn't give you any, but it will power up for you. So you're going to get. Let's just show you how this works. Let's just go ahead and show how this would work. The only problem here is, in order to make this work, you're going to have to put in some earth relics, and so it's going to be like this. You're going to have to put 2 earth relics. And then let's go ahead and do Fire Commander. So I'll do this one for now. The thing about playing with Jailers that makes it really difficult is that it doesn't power up its own battle skill. And so you're going to have to use your relics for it. And for now, I'll just use Alien for now. So I'll show you what this will be like if you were to use this setup, whether this is a viable option or not. Okay. The reason why I put the Earth relics at the end is because you want to give yourself the ability to, you want to be able to match them. Okay. So you want to be able to match them. And I think Yeah, so we can do that. So now what we've got is we've got both jailers activated and also all of our skills available. And so now we should be able to activate. And the way I would activate it is I would activate jailers first. Then you go ahead and activate your support and your event card. And now go ahead and activate Culinary Kings. So now we've maximized the number of power gems that's on our board. Then we go ahead and activate Master Chef. Now you can see, so I noticed what it doesn't do. It doesn't transform regular gems to power gem 2s. Okay, so that's the only thing to keep in mind. So that is, if you have another card that can give you power gems, that might be better. But you can see here, I already have a couple of power gem 11s. Power gem 11s and power gem 10s here. All right, and I have a boost for all of my arcane killer cards. And so what that means is my event card and my support card should deal way more damage than the other two, even though they're not, like you can see here, right? 5.1 billion compared to 820 million. And so this setup right here should also do pretty good damage if you have the cards for them. Okay, so that is definitely an option. So without the current event deck, this is what I would try to go for if you could. So it might end up being that the Culinary Kings ends up being the MVP here because of the fact that you could turn your regular deck into a much more powerful deck just by the fact that you can upgrade the power gems. And this is why whenever I see a deck that does a power gem upgrade, I always recommend it because you can use it in the future just like this. Okay, and now I don't get the boost here, but it's going to be the same activation skills. You activate Master Chef last because you want to maximize the total number of power gems that's on the board first. Then you go ahead and upgrade them, and then you can go ahead and see, like what I did here is I also didn't connect the chain here. I still feel that sometimes if you do a power gem swap of smaller chains and leave a bunch of power gems out there, you end up doing more damage than if you create a big block. I think that's still happening, but I could be wrong. But that's just my personal observation. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap up this video with my current recommendations. This current event deck has really good potential because of the damage boost, and it works just like the previous fire decks. But if you have all of them and you have the circuit break ultimate form already, circuit breaker, then I think it's Nitro Champs. Right? If you have Nitro Champs already to get the killer boost, then you don't necessarily need to worry about it for this event. Like you can use your coins for something else, but I like this event deck for sure. Use Culinary Kings if you have it, because I think it's going to give you a lot more power boost. And then in terms of the ultimate heroes for this particular season, I would say this fire deck is my number 1 pick. And my number 2 pick is going to be the Light Slayer deck. Number 3 is going to be the Dark Slayer deck. Number 4 is the Water Commander deck. And then finally, number 5 is the Earth Commander deck. And so that is going to be my recommendation. And hopefully this helps you. Hope you have a good event. And like I said before, this is going to be my last stream for 2020. So thank you very much, everybody, for a great year. Given how everything has gone down, I think that this has been, as good as I could have expected. Hope you guys have a great year. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy 2021. And the next time I see you, it'll be in the new year. So we'll